Some pickup trucks don't break in, they break down. And in 2026, a handful of popular trucks are setting owners up for the worst kind of regret. Warning lights, tow bills, months in the shop, and resale values that fall off a cliff. What's going on, everyone? Dave Erickson here with Everyman Driver. Thank you so much for watching. Today is a countdown of 10 trucks you'll regret buying in 2026 based on some patterns that owners keep on reporting on. Reliability drama, expensive fixes, and how this is happening on a $70,000 truck is beyond me. Quick favor, if you don't mind, if you're into straight talk truck content, you don't want to get plagued at the dealership, hit subscribe right now. I've been uploading new videos every week since 2012. I really appreciate the support. It helps build this channel. All right, at number 10, the Chevrolet Colorado. The modern Colorado looks awesome on the outside, but the ownership experience has been way more beta test than bulletproof. One of the most frustrating complaints owners talk about is weird electronic behavior, especially safety systems that act like they're seeing ghosts. If your truck is randomly yelling at you, slamming on the brakes, or throwing alerts when nothing's there, that's not advanced technology, that is stress. Why you'll regret this in 2026 if you buy a Colorado: too many reports of false safety activations and glitchy behavior. Electronic gremlins, as I like to call them, plus modern complexity equals dealership visits that turn into can't replicate conversations. A mid-sized truck should be simple and fun. This one can turn into a rolling anxiety machine. Nobody likes that. So here's the advice. If you love the Colorado, at a minimum, test every driver assist feature, do a long test drive, and make sure everything feels consistent. Not random alerts, no weird braking behavior. And cross-shop a Tacoma if you can find one, a Nissan Frontier, or even a slightly used full-size depending on the pricing. Again, quotes.everymandriver.com, because sometimes the mid-size deal isn't a deal anymore once you see real numbers. Number 9, the Jeep Gladiator. The Gladiator is the truck you buy with your heart, and then your wallet files a complaint. It's basically Wrangler DNA with a bed, and that sounds amazing until you live with the common headaches people keep on bringing up. Not me, them. Why you might regret this in 2026? The long-running Pentastar valve train, ticking, top-end wear stories are not just internet drama. The infamous front-end shake, steering instability complaints. If you've ever felt it, you won't forget it. And modern Jeeps can be extra spicy with battery and electrical weirdness. If you are buying a Gladiator, you're buying it for the off-road vibes, the removable top life, and fun. So be honest, if you're commuting 90% of the time, this may not be the right move for you. If you still want one, consider a certified pre-owned example with a solid warranty and verified service history. Cross-shop a Tacoma, Frontier, or a used F-150 or Ranger, depending on what you need. At number 8, certain powertrain setups of the Chevrolet Silverado 1500. I'm not bashing it as a whole. GM sells a ton of these for a reason, but certain combinations have been tied to the kind of failures that make you question reality. When you hear repeated chatter about major engine work, lifter issues, and shifting drama, that's not one bad truck. That's a pattern owners start noticing. Reports of engine problems that shouldn't exist at this price point are reasons why you might regret it. Complex cylinder management systems that can turn a simple V8 truck into, why is my camshaft having a meltdown? And the transmission complaints. If it's hunting gears, shuddering, or feeling inconsistent, it gets old fast. So buyer advice: if you want a Silverado, do it smart. Avoid being the first owner of a brand new setup that hasn't matured. Test drive the exact engine, the exact transmission combination you're buying, not something similar. And cross-shopping for an F-150, maybe a Tundra, or even a used prior generation GM with proven history. Next up, the GMC Sierra with, again, certain powertrain setups. The Sierra is basically Silverado's nicer dressed twin. More premium vibes, sharper interior, but if the issues live under the hood, the badge doesn't save you. And when owners start describing big ticket failures, it becomes less about luxury truck life and more about, why is my expensive truck living at the dealership and not in my driveway? Why you'll regret it in 2026? Same general family of complaints: engine reliability scares, lifter drama, and shifting behavior that should not be normal. Software update roulette is not what you want on a truck that you depend on. Here's the advice. If you want a Sierra, don't buy purely on vibes. Buy based on a proven powertrain combo. Get a pre-purchase inspection if used, and don't ignore even minor shudders or minor ticking. Cross shop an F-150 with a conservative setup or a proven used truck where depreciation already did the damage. At number 6, the Toyota Tundra I-Force. Early examples, the first generation powertrain, growing pains. This one hurts, right? Because people buy Toyota trucks expecting change the oil and forget it type of mentality. But with this newer Tundra generation, there's been enough owner frustration and enough "this shouldn't happen" mechanical drama that it shook some trust. You'll regret it because a new powertrain generation can come with real growing pains. Engine-related stories and quality issues are the kind that turn a loyal Toyota buyer into a nervous Toyota buyer. On top of that, tech glitches, warning lights, and random issues that feel completely wrong for a truck wearing a Toyota badge. Advice: if you want a Tundra, here's the sane approach. Consider later build examples after fixes and updates matured. Look for documented service and any recall work completed. Cross shop an F-150. Again, you have to have the smart configurations there. Titan if you can find a clean one, or even a used previous generation Tundra if you want the old school vibe. And when you price one out, go straight to quotes.everymandriver.com because some Toyota tax is real. Now we move on to the Ford F-150 Power Boost Hybrid. Yes, it's the best-selling truck. No, that doesn't mean every version is a safe bet. The Power Boost Hybrid is cool on paper. Power, efficiency, generator-like features, but when you stack extra complexity on top of a truck platform that's had ongoing complaints about drivability and modules, you can end up with a truck that feels amazing until it doesn't. Why you'll regret it in 2026 if you buy one. Owners are talking about harsh shifts, clunks, shudders, and frustrating drivability issues. Hybrid systems add layers, modules, sensors, software, and once something fails, diagnosing it can turn into a saga. Nothing ruins your day like a "stop safety now" message on something you're still making payments on, and those payments are probably over $500, $600, $700 a month if you're lucky. Buyer advice: if you love Power Boost, do this. Buy with warranty strength in mind. Avoid the first year everything mindset. Let the platform again mature. Cross shop a non-hybrid F-150 configuration with a proven track record, or another brand's simpler setup if you value long-term peace. Now we go on to the Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duty. Take your choice. This one's brutal because HD trucks aren't toys. People buy these to tow, haul, make money, and move heavy stuff. So when owners report failures that can strand you, or even worse, that's not annoying, that's unacceptable. Why you'll regret it in 2026? Reports of fuel system failures that can shut the truck down without warning. Stories of leaks and heat-related risks that make you nervous under the hood. And when the electrical control side gets weird, the truck can act possessed. Lights, windows, starting issues, the whole thing. So the advice: if you need HD capability, you can still buy smart. Focus on service history, recall completion, and real-world reliability reports for your exact configuration. If it's a business tool, budget for downtime or buy the most conservative setup possible. Cross shop a Ford Super Duty or GM HD equivalent, depending on your needs. But do your homework hard and absolutely check pricing in your zip code from a qualified dealership at quotes.everymandriver.com. Here it is. Are you surprised to see a Tesla on here, the Cybertruck? It is the definition of I want to be early. And being early is fun until your truck feels like a rolling software experiment. This thing was marketed as tough, futuristic, indestructible, but owners have already dealt with some truly unnerving issues, from recalls to software dependency to build consistency questions. Not to mention all the head turns of like, what the heck is that? Why you might regret this in 2026. When a vehicle relies heavily on its software and sensors, small glitches can become big problems. Early owner headaches can include everything from functionality issues to why is this happening all at once moments. And if your truck is out of service waiting for fixes, you're basically paying luxury money for a driveway ornament, and not a very good looking one. If you want a Cybertruck, your best move might be patience. Let the platform mature even further. Let the early bugs get ironed out. Cross-shop a Rivian, Ford Lightning, or even a traditional truck if you need dependability and work capacity. And if you're considering any of these trucks at this level, run price checks at the link below. At number 2, the Rivian R1T. Rivian is awesome in concept. Adventure truck, premium feel, EV torque, real capability. But the fear with vehicles like this, especially when owners describe software issues, is the same fear you have with any device that's basically a computer on wheels. What happens when it decides it doesn't want to cooperate? Why you'll regret this in 2026? Owners have described scary scenarios where software problems can leave the truck unresponsive or unusable. Build quality complaints can pop up, fit, finish, seals, odd quirks that shouldn't exist at this price. And once something goes wrong, service experience matters because you're not fixing this in your driveway, not with a socket set. The advice, if you're EV truck hunting or shopping, do this. Make sure you're comfortable with the service ecosystem in your area. Consider leasing instead of buying if you want to reduce long-term risk. Cross-shop a Ford Lightning or other EV options, or a hybrid traditional truck if your priority is reliability and easy service. And yes, quotes.everymandriver.com, because EV truck pricing can be all over the place depending on your region. All right, here we are at number 1, the Ram 1500 Hurricane. Newer setup and the first wave issues that go along with it. The one that makes the list because it's the perfect recipe for regret in 2026. A newer powertrain, lots of technology, and too many early owner reports of issues that feel way too soon and way too frequent. The Hurricane setup sounds great. The idea is modern power and better performance. But what owners describe is the kind of stuff that makes you lose confidence fast. Random errors, sensor problems, repeated dealership visits, and a general vibe of this truck is smarter than the people fixing it. Why you might regret it in 2026? Early adoption pain. Electrical and sensor issues can become a loop of warning lights and module swaps. Even if the hardware is good, the surrounding electronics can turn a great truck into a frustrating one. And nothing crushes resale like a reputation for being the one with problems. Here's the advice if you want a Ram 1500. Consider a proven prior setup, or wait until this system has more time to mature. And don't buy, quote, because it's new, buy because it's proven. And before you sign a single document, do your research at quotes.everymandriver.com first. Compare pricing, compare trims, and make sure you're not paying top dollar for a truck that's still working out the bugs. All right, here's your question of the day. What's the worst truck that you've ever owned? Let us know make, model, and the year. Drop that in the comment section below so you can share your story with other people who've maybe bought something similar or have a similar story. And if this video helped you, I hope it did, click subscribe. Again, I've been uploading new videos all the time. It really helps support this channel. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Adios. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com. You can save $50 right now on the Nuvio Recovery Chiller. It works with any tub, bathtub, cold tub, indoors or out. Just plug it in, set the temperature, and start plunging. Use my code below and grab your deal today. Want to save 5% on your very own at-home barrel sauna? I've partnered with Almost Heaven to hook you up. This has been a game changer for my recovery and daily routine. Use my code and link below and start sweating smarter. You can save 5% on the red light panel that I use every week. This platinum LED Biomax works anywhere. Bedroom, gym, recovery room, and is packed with science-backed benefits. Use my code below and start feeling the difference today.